This is what you end up with when you have people who make decisions or go along with somebody else's plans without even thinking ahead of the repercussions it would have. Because make no mistake, everything you do have consequences. And clearly, the Trinidad and Tobago government did not think about the consequences of the fishermen who use this method to make a daily living. Many of them are now stuck ashore. Of course, the Coast Guard would have told them don't go anything 2 miles off. I know fishermen right here in St. Vincent, a lot of them, at least over 30 of them, who stopped gone in the southwest part of the Caribbean Sea because that's where they used to get their tuna and stuff. They have just stopped because they say they don't know what to do if they go out there and something just go astray. I mean, they can't be walking with a white flag every day saying we are fishermen. After all, Trump had laughed to say that not even fishing boats are on the sea anymore. And he was happy to basically say that destroy the livelihoods of Caribbean fishermen. So, but this is what happens when you have that picture you're looking at is what happens when you have leadership that does not think before they're doing stuff. Look, residents of seaside communities along Trinidad's east coast say recent reports of U.S. naval vessels operating nearby have sparked concern, hoping that any military activity remains far from their homes. This is from the Guardian newspaper on Sunday. Of course, you had four vessels, the USS Stockdale, the USS Jima, USS Gravely, and the USS Lake Erie were reported in the area, of course, between Trinidad and Barbados. There's at least one appearing off Trinidad's east coast. Remember, I showed you that picture yesterday of how these things are now lined out in the Caribbean. Speaking with Guardian Media, fisher folk from Selbia said they had not seen military vessels firsthand, but are exercising caution regarding how far and how often they venture out to sea. So right away, you see livelihoods being destroyed, people not showing when to go, where to go, how far to go. If it's just bacchanal, back and forth, and this is people's livelihood. These are fishermen, legitimate fishermen talking about here. I'm talking about people who go on a jog run. One fisherman who requested anonymity said a police patrol warned them yesterday not to venture beyond their usual fishing zone, right? If a policeman can come and tell you something like that, you would try and heed it, he said, adding that he had already been cautious after hearing stories of encounters with military vessels. Well, he actually to the Guardian media recounted one unverified incident where I think he said local fishermen were reportedly confronted by U.S. military personnel near an offshore oil rig about 29 miles offshore. And he said, I heard a rumor that a military boat boarded a boat off the rig, ransacked it, and left. They said this was U.S. military, he stated. And so the fisherman said the presence of military vessels basically has led many in the community to avoid venturing far into waters. Like I said, in St. Vincent right here, you have fishermen who would have gone out in the southwest Caribbean Sea. What they do out there is basically they go for tuna. So they go out far for deep sea fishing. They don't do it anymore because it's just difficult with the situation that is around the Caribbean region right now. So livelihoods have been destroyed and war has not even begun. And livelihoods have already been destroyed. So this is a matter of grave concern. I think it should be for all. You go up and down the coast, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of boats on land with little to no activity. Many of them only go out from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and avoid fishing after dark. It's too dangerous when visibility is poor and anyone could mistake you for something you're not. And so they said, despite these concerns, Raja Maraj, a lifelong fisherman off Toko, said he had not seen any U.S. vessel off the East Coast and suggested reports may have been confused with sighting elsewhere around Trinidad. So some are saying that they have seen, some are saying that they have not seen. It's just a matter of wait and see, really, as to what's going on. Life has continued as normal for seaside communities since the U.S. military began operations in September, he said. So that's what another fisherman saying. Things have continued as normal. Nevertheless, other fishers claim to have observed burnt wreckage and debris in offshore waters. Kerry Otter, who's a local businessman in Toko, noted that while his bar and mini mart have not yet been directly affected, reduced activity among fisher folk could ripple through what you call the local economy. So there is problems. There is going to be problems further down the line. And so it seems like fishermen have been very cautious and they're not going far and it's hampering their catch really. That affects spending in the community. That is what happens. So we will see how this goes and we will look at more of these issues in another video.